as the final moments of a departing year gently ebb away. A profound stillness often descends upon the world, a quiet anticipation that transcends cultures and continents. It is within this liminal space, poised on the precipice between what has been and what is yet to come, that humanity has, since time immemorial, collectively paused. This pause is not merely a cessation of activity, but a deep, almost instinctual inhalation, a preparation for the exhale of a new beginning. This universal yearning for renewal, for a fresh start etched upon the slate of time, is a thread woven deeply into the very fabric of our shared human experience, echoing from the most ancient civilizations to the bustling present. Imagine, for a moment, standing beneath a vast star-dusted sky thousands of years ago, long before the precise ticking of atomic clocks or the digital countdowns that mark our modern transitions. The passage of time was then a far more organic rhythm, dictated by the majestic ballet of celestial bodies, the predictable turning of the seasons, and the life-giving cycles of nature. For these early peoples, the ending of one cycle and the beginning of another was not an arbitrary date on a calendar, but a momentous event, often imbued with spiritual significance and a sense of cosmic order. The winter solstice, for instance, marked the shortest day, a turning point from darkness towards the gradual return of light, a potent symbol of rebirth and hope. This impulse to mark time, to imbue its passage with meaning, can be traced back to the Fertile Crescent of Mesopotamia, where some of the earliest complex societies flourished. Here, the annual flooding of the rivers Tigris and Euphrates brought life and sustenance, much like the Nile did for ancient Egypt. For the Babylonians, the new year was celebrated during the spring equinox around March, coinciding with the first new moon after this celestial event. This wasn't merely a change of a digit on a calendar. It was a festival of immense importance, known as Akitu, lasting for 11 days and deeply intertwined with their religious beliefs and the agricultural cycle that sustained their very existence. The Akitu festival was a meticulously orchestrated drama, a sacred reenactment of the creation myth, where the god Marduk triumphed over the forces of chaos. This annual reaffirmation of order over disorder was crucial for the Babylonians, symbolizing the renewal of the world and the promise of a bountiful harvest. During this period, kings would undergo rituals of humiliation and renewal. Public confessions were made, and the entire community participated in processions and ceremonies designed to purify the city and ensure divine favor for the coming year. It was a complete societal reset, a profound symbolic cleansing that prepared both the land and its people for a prosperous future, a testament to their deep-seated desire for a fresh, untainted beginning. Similarly, in ancient Egypt, the new year was intrinsically linked to the annual inundation of the Nile River, a monumental event that brought fertile silt to their agricultural lands, literally breathing life into their civilization. The heliacal rising of Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, coincided precisely with the beginning of the Nile's floodwaters, a celestial marker that heralded renewal and abundance. For the Egyptians, this was not just a natural phenomenon, but a divine gift, a cyclical rebirth of their world. And their New Year celebrations were deeply spiritual, focused on prosperity, fertility, and the well-being of the pharaoh. The Egyptian New Year, or Wepet Rempet, was a time for feasting, for offering prayers to the gods, and for purifying temples. It was believed that the gods themselves were renewed during this period, and humanity sought to align with this divine regeneration. Statues of deities would be carried in elaborate processions, and rituals were performed to ensure the continued blessing of the Nile and the sun god Ra. The desire for a clean slate, for the washing away of the old and the embrace of the new, was profoundly embedded in their understanding of the cosmos and their place within it, reflecting a universal human longing to shed the burdens of the past and look forward with hope. Across the vast expanse of the ancient world, from the megalithic structures that aligned with solstices to the intricate calendars developed by the Maya, humanity consistently sought to mark these pivotal transitions. The indigenous peoples of the Americas, for instance, often celebrated their new year with the planting cycle, recognizing the profound connection between the earth bounty and their own survival. These traditions were not mere formalities, they were deeply spiritual acts, communal affirmations of life's continuity and the enduring promise of renewal. The Celtic peoples, with their reverence for nature and its cycles, observed Samhain, a festival marking the end of summer and the harvest, and the beginning of the dark, cold winter. This period, often considered the Celtic New Year, was seen as a time when the veil between the living and the dead thinned, a moment for reflection, remembrance, and preparation for the dormant season. It was a time to clear out the old, both physically and spiritually, to make way for the eventual rebirth of spring, embodying the fundamental human need to periodically reset and re-evaluate. Even in the Roman Republic, before the Julian calendar established January 1st as the new year, various systems existed, often tied to agricultural cycles or the election of magistrates. The later adoption of January 1st under Julius Caesar and its subsequent reinforcement eventually became the widespread standard, but the underlying impulse remained the same: a desire for a distinct demarcation point, a moment to collectively pause, reflect, and then project hopes and intentions onto the canvas of the future. The god Janus, with his two faces looking simultaneously to the past and the future, perfectly encapsulated this dualistic nature of the new year. This profound human desire for renewal stems from a primal understanding of cyclical existence. Just as the moon waxes and wanes, just as the seasons turn from winter's slumber to spring's vibrant awakening, so too do we seek a rhythm of beginning and ending in our own lives. The turning of the year provides a universally recognized moment for this introspection and forward-looking hope. It offers a psychological fresh start, a collective permission to forgive past missteps, to release old burdens, and to embrace the limitless potential of the unknown future. It is a beautiful irony that in our increasingly complex and fast-paced world, this ancient yearning for a clean slate persists with undiminished strength. Despite technological advancements and shifts in global perspectives, the quiet whisper of renewal at midnight on New Year's Eve remains a potent force. It is a testament to our enduring capacity for hope, our innate desire for improvement, and our collective belief in the power of a fresh beginning. This shared moment, whether observed with grand celebrations or quiet contemplation, connects us across millennia, binding us to our ancestors who also looked to the turning of the year with a mixture of reverence, trepidation, and boundless expectation for what the new cycle might bring. This universal impulse to mark the passage of time, to infuse the ending of one year and the beginning of another with profound meaning, speaks to a fundamental aspect of human consciousness. It is a shared acknowledgement of our mortality, our journey through finite time, and our infinite capacity for hope. It is the understanding that while time marches ever onward, we can, at these sacred junctures, choose to embark on a new path, shed old skins, and embrace the transformative power of a fresh start. And so, as the veil of midnight descends, humanity unites in a silent yet powerful ritual of hope, protection, and the ever-present magic of renewal. From the grand sweeping narrative of universal renewal, our journey now gently descends into the more intimate, tangible realms of ancient rituals, where the promise of a new year was often courted through the comforting familiarity of food and the intriguing mystery of divination. These practices, steeped in history and often passed down through generations, reveal humanity's timeless desire not just to welcome new beginnings, but to actively shape them, to invite good fortune, and to catch a fleeting glimpse of the fates that lie ahead. The echoes of antiquity whisper to us of feasts prepared with specific intentions and of humble materials transformed into prophetic tools. One of the most enduring and charming examples of food-based New Year rituals hails from ancient Rome, a civilization that meticulously wove symbolism into every aspect of its life. Here, the humble lentil emerged as a powerful harbinger of prosperity, a culinary charm for abundance. Imagine the bustling Roman kitchens as the new year approached, the air thick with the aroma of simmering lentils, a dish prepared not just for sustenance, but as a deliberate invitation for wealth and good fortune. This tradition, far from being a mere gastronomic preference, was deeply rooted in sympathetic magic, a belief that like attracts like. The round, flat shape of the lentil bean bore a striking resemblance to small guns, suggesting a direct link to monetary wealth. Furthermore, lentils are known for their prolific growth, swelling significantly when cooked, symbolizing an expansion of one's fortunes and an increase in prosperity throughout the coming year. This dual symbolism made them an indispensable part of Roman New Year's feasts, eaten with earnest hope and a quiet prayer for economic well-being. It was a simple yet profound ritual, accessible to all, transforming a common legume into a potent symbol of future affluence, a testament to the enduring power of belief in shaping reality. This custom, born in the heart of the Roman Empire, was not confined to its ancient borders. As the empire expanded and its cultural influence spread, so too did many of its traditions. Today, the eating of lentils for prosperity at New Year's remains a cherished custom in Italy, a direct descendant of those ancient Roman practices. Italian families gather, sharing platters of cotecino e lenticchie, a hearty dish of sausage and lentils. As the clock strikes midnight, the clinking of forks against plates, the warmth of the food, and the shared anticipation create a palpable sense of community and collective hope for a year filled with financial blessings and good health. It is a beautiful continuity, a living link to a past that still resonates deeply. Beyond the specific symbolism of lentils, the act of feasting itself at the turning of the year holds deep historical roots across numerous cultures. Feasts are inherently communal, bringing people together to share abundance and reinforce social bonds. In many ancient societies, the end of a harvest season or the beginning of a new agricultural cycle was celebrated with lavish meals, not just for enjoyment, but as a way to give thanks and to ensure the continued generosity of the gods and the earth. These were not just meals, they were offerings, acts of gratitude and supplication, designed to secure the favor of unseen forces for the year ahead. These ancient feasts were often accompanied by other rituals aimed at glimpsing the future, a universal human curiosity that transcends time, the desire to know what lies ahead, to prepare for challenges, or to anticipate blessings, led to various forms of divination. Among the more intriguing and widespread practices, particularly in Northern Europe, was molybdomancy, the art of telling fortunes by interpreting shapes formed by molten lead dropped into cold water. This practice, often performed in a quiet, almost reverent atmosphere, offered a fascinating window into the anxieties and hopes of those seeking foresight. Imagine a cold New Year's Eve in a dimly lit cottage, the flickering light of a fire casting dancing shadows. A small amount of lead, perhaps collected from old pipes or weights, is carefully then melted in a ladle over a flame. The air is hushed with anticipation, the only sound the soft crackle of the fire. Then, with the practiced hand, the molten metal is swiftly poured into a bucket of icy water. A dramatic hiss and sizzle fill the air, as the hot lead instantly solidifies into strange, often intricate shapes. These amorphous forms, born from fire and water, would then be carefully lifted out and held up to the light, their shadows cast upon a wall, ready for interpretation. The interpretation of these lead shapes was a skill, often passed down through families or interpreted by village elders. A ship might signify a journey, a heart, a new love, a flower, a period of happiness, or a crumpled, jagged form, a warning of challenges. The beauty of molybdomancy lay in its open-ended nature. The shapes were rarely definitive, requiring imagination and intuition to assign meaning, allowing for a personalized glimpse into the year to come. It was a moment of shared storytelling, of collective dreaming, as families and friends discussed what each unique metallic silhouette might portend for their individual and collective fates. While the practice of molybdomancy has largely faded in its original form, replaced by safer, less toxic alternatives, its spirit endures in other contemporary New Year's divination games. The underlying human desire to peer beyond the veil, to gain some small sense of control or understanding of the future, remains a powerful impulse. These ancient practices, whether through the comforting symbolism of food or the mysterious shapes of molten metal, remind us of our ancestors' deep connection to the cycles of time and their earnest efforts to navigate the unknown with hope and a touch of magic. These rituals were more than just superstitions. They were communal acts that fostered a sense of belonging and shared destiny. The preparation of a special New Year's meal, the gathering around a divinatory ritual. These were moments that solidified social bonds, reinforced cultural identities, and provided a collective framework for confronting the uncertainties of the future. They offered psychological comfort, a sense that by performing these actions, one was actively participating in the shaping of their own luck and destiny. So, as we reflect on these echoes from antiquity, from the coin-like lentils of Rome to the enigmatic lead shapes of Northern Europe, we find a common thread, a profound human need to approach the new year not passively, but with intention. It is a desire to invite prosperity, to ward off misfortune, and to seek guidance, however symbolic, for the path ahead. These ancient customs, in their simplicity and depth, continue to resonate, reminding us that the quest for fortune and the yearning to understand our fates are timeless aspects of the human spirit, woven into the very fabric of our shared history and our collective journey through time. From the profound historical echoes of ancient Rome and the mystical interpretations of Northern Europe, our journey now takes a vibrant turn, leading us to the sun-drenched lands of Spain, where a unique and utterly charming tradition unfolds as the new year dawns. Here, as the final seconds of the old year tick away, a sweet and rapid rhythm takes hold. The eating of 12 grapes, one for each chime of the clock at the stroke of midnight. This ritual, known as Las 12 uvas de la suerte, or the 12 grapes of luck, is not just a culinary custom. It is a sensory immersion into hope, a collective gulp of optimism that has become an indelible part of Spanish and Latin American New Year's celebrations. Imagine the scene. Families and friends gathered, perhaps in a bustling city square like Madrid's Puerta del Sol, or in the cozy warmth of their homes, eyes fixed on a clock tower or a television screen displaying the countdown. Each person holds a small cluster of 12 green grapes, carefully counted and often peeled and deseeded for ease of consumption. There's a palpable tension in the air, a blend of excitement and nervous anticipation. The moment is almost here. Then, the first chime rings out, clear and resonant, signaling the precise beginning of the new year. And with it, the first grape is popped into a mouth. The rhythm is frantic, yet exhilarating. One grape, then another, quickly swallowed with each successive chime. The sweet, sometimes slightly tart burst of the fruit, the soft crunch of the skin, the silent concentration on successfully consuming all 12 before the final chime fades. It's a race against time, a playful yet deeply symbolic act, believed to secure 12 months of good luck and prosperity for the year ahead. The sensory experience is rich. The taste of the fruit, the sound of the bells, the shared laughter and hurried chewing all coalesce into a powerful memory of collective hope and renewal. While the exact origins of this delightful tradition are somewhat debated, one popular theory points to a clever marketing ploy by grape growers in Alicante, Spain. Around 1909, facing a surplus harvest, they ingeniously promoted the idea of eating 12 grapes at midnight, linking it to good fortune. Whether born of ancient custom or modern ingenuity, the idea took root with remarkable speed and enthusiasm, quickly becoming a beloved ritual. This rapid adoption speaks to the universal human desire for simple, accessible ways to invite good luck and celebrate new beginnings, transforming an agricultural surplus into a cultural phenomenon. Another perspective suggests that the tradition might have older roots, possibly stemming from a more general European tradition of eating symbolic foods at New Year's, or from a satirical custom where the bourgeoisie would eat grapes at midnight as a sign of affluence. Regardless of its precise genesis, the practice became firmly established in Spain by the early 20th century, cementing its place as an iconic New Year's Eve ritual. It's a beautiful example of how traditions can evolve and adapt, yet retain a powerful symbolic resonance for those who practice them. The 12 grapes are not just a quantity. They represent the 12 months of the year. Each grape a wish or a prayer for good fortune in that specific month. The success of eating all 12 on time is seen as an indicator of one's luck for the entire year. This playful challenge adds an element of excitement and shared experience, transforming a simple act of eating into a communal rite of passage into the new year. It's a moment of light-hearted commitment, where everyone participates in a shared destiny, This charming custom has transcended Spain's borders, finding a cherished place in many Latin American countries, carried across the Atlantic by Spanish influence and emigration. In Mexico, for instance, families also gather around the television, counting down the decades and eagerly consuming their grapes. In Peru, Colombia, and Venezuela, the Doce Uvas are just as integral to the New Year's festivities, often accompanied by other unique customs. It's a beautiful example of cultural diffusion, where a tradition finds new homes and weaves itself into the diverse tapestry of other nations' celebrations. Beyond the grapes, the Iberian and Latin American worlds are rich with other food-related customs aimed at securing prosperity and happiness for the new year. In many Latin American countries, specific fruits or dishes are consumed for their symbolic properties. For example, pork, often roasted whole or in large cuts, is a common New Year's dish. The symbolism here is that pigs root forward, representing progress and moving ahead, as opposed to backward-moving animals like chickens. Another popular custom involves consuming lentils, echoing the ancient Roman tradition we explored earlier. In many Latin American households, a bowl of cooked lentils is placed on the table, or a spoonful is eaten at midnight, directly linking to the hope for financial prosperity and abundance. The humble lentil, with its coin-like shape and prolific nature, continues its journey through time and across continents, a testament to the enduring power of its symbolism and the shared human desire for wealth. In some regions, particularly in Brazil, pomegranates are eaten, and 7 seeds are wrapped in a napkin and carried in one's wallet to ensure financial luck. The ruby red seeds, countless within the fruit, symbolize fertility and abundance. Similarly, mandarins or oranges, with their round, golden appearance, are often placed as decorations or consumed to attract good fortune and prosperity, their vibrant color reminiscent of gold coins. Even the humble egg takes on symbolic meaning in certain traditions. In some parts of Latin America, an egg is broken into a glass of water on New Year's Eve, and the shape it forms by morning is interpreted to predict one's fortune for the coming year. This is a quieter, more personal form of divination, often done in the privacy of one's home, but it shares the same underlying impulse as molybdomancy, a yearning to glimpse the future and prepare for its embrace. The collective act of sharing these special foods at the turning of the year fosters a deep sense of community and shared destiny. It is a moment when families could come together, not just to eat, but to participate in a ritual that reinforces their cultural identity and their collective hopes. The laughter, the hurried preparations, the shared anticipation, these elements create an atmosphere of warmth and belonging, making the transition into the new year a truly memorable and meaningful experience. The sweet rhythms of Spanish hope, embodied in the rapid consumption of 12 grapes, offer a beautiful example of how a tradition can be both playful and profoundly symbolic. It is a reminder that welcoming new beginnings doesn't always require solemnity. It can be a joyful, sensory explosion of taste and sound, a collective embrace of optimism. These food-based rituals, from the ancient lentils to the modern grapes, serve as delicious anchors, rooting us in our past while propelling us forward into a future brimming with the promise of good fortune and renewed spirit. As our journey through New Year's ancient rites continues, we now turn our gaze towards one of humanity's most primal and transformative elements, fire. Across diverse cultures and continents, fire has been revered not only for its life-giving warmth and light, but also for its powerful, cathartic ability to destroy and purify. At the turning of the year, this elemental force takes on a profound symbolic role, becoming a vessel for forgetting the past, banishing misfortune, and dramatically clearing the way for new possibilities. The flickering flames, whether in grand public spectacles or intimate domestic acts, offer a potent ritual of release and renewal, a physical manifestation of shedding the old to embrace the new. In many parts of Latin America, the new year is greeted with a spectacular and deeply symbolic tradition known as the burning of the Año Viejo, or Old Year effigy. These effigies, often life-sized or even larger, are meticulously crafted figures, typically made from old clothes, paper, sawdust, and sometimes even fireworks. They often represent a disliked political figure, a cartoon character, or simply an old man symbolizing the year that is passing. Imagine the vibrant streets of a town, alive with families working together, stuffing their Año Viejo with old letters, photographs, or items that represent bad memories or misfortunes from the past year. This act of creation is itself part of the catharsis, a tangible embodiment of what one wishes to leave behind. As midnight approaches on New Year's Eve, these effigies are brought out into the streets, gathering in plazas or designated burning areas. There's an atmosphere of festive anticipation, a collective energy building towards the moment of release. Then, at the stroke of midnight, or shortly thereafter, the Año Viejo figures are set ablaze. The flames leap and crackle, consuming the effigies, transforming them into ashes and smoke that dissipate into the night sky. This dramatic conflagration is a powerful visual metaphor for the burning away of the old year's troubles, the banishment of its sorrows, and the collective letting go of all that no longer serves. It is a loud, fiery declaration of a fresh start, a communal cleansing that makes space for hope and new beginnings. The act of burning these effigies is not merely destructive, it is profoundly generative. As the old year literally goes up in smoke, it creates a void, an empty space ready to be filled with the aspirations and blessings of the new. The heat of the fire, the smoke curling upwards, and the eventual collapse of the effigy provide a visceral experience of release and transformation. For those participating, it's a moment of collective psychological unburdening, a shared sense of purification that revitalizes the spirit and encourages a forward-looking mindset. The flames consume not just the physical effigy, but also the symbolic weight of the past year's grievances and misfortunes. This tradition extends beyond Latin America, with variations found in other cultures that utilize fire for purification and renewal at the turn of the year, or significant seasonal transitions. In some European folk traditions, bonfires were lit to ward off evil spirits and bring good luck, often coinciding with winter festivals. The glow of these fires, visible for miles, served as a beacon of hope against the encroaching darkness, a promise of the sun's eventual return and the earth's renewal. Beyond grand effigies and bonfires, the impulse to clear out the old, symbolizing the banishment of past misfortunes, manifests in more intimate domestic rituals across various cultures. This often takes the form of a thorough spring cleaning, though the timing might be tied to the new year rather than the actual spring season. The act of decluttering, of physically removing old, unused or broken possessions from one's home, is a powerful symbolic gesture. It is an intentional act of making space, not just physically, but energetically, for the new. Consider the meticulous preparations in many Asian cultures, particularly leading up to Lunar New Year. Homes are thoroughly cleaned from top to bottom, often weeks in advance. Every nook and cranny is swept, dusted, and scrubbed, symbolically sweeping away any lingering bad luck or negativity from the previous year. Broken items are repaired or discarded, and old, worn-out belongings are replaced with new ones. This isn't just about hygiene. It's a ritualistic purification, an act of creating a pristine environment to welcome prosperity and good fortune. The belief is that a clean, orderly home will attract positive energy and blessings for the coming year, reflecting the inner desire for a clear and uncluttered mind. In some traditions, specific items might be burned in smaller, more controlled settings. Old calendars, worn-out journals, or even slips of paper on which grievances or regrets from the past year have been written, are sometimes committed to a small flame. This personal fire ritual offers a quiet, meditative moment of letting go, a private act of releasing what no longer serves. The smoke carries the worries upwards, while the ash represents the complete dissolution of the past's hold, leaving behind a clean slate for future intentions. It is a powerful, personal form of alchemy, transforming burdens into liberation. The symbolism of clearing out old possessions is deeply rooted in the idea of making way for the new. Just as a garden must be cleared of weeds and debris before new seeds can be planted, so too must our living spaces and our inner selves be purged of the stagnant and the outdated. This act of physical decluttering mirrors a psychological decluttering, allowing for mental clarity and emotional lightness. It is an embrace of minimalism, not just as an aesthetic choice, but as a spiritual practice, freeing oneself from the weight of accumulated pasts. These fire and cleansing rituals, whether grand or intimate, are profoundly cathartic. They provide a tangible, often dramatic outlet for the universal human need to process endings and embrace beginnings. The sight of flames consuming the old, the feeling of a freshly cleaned space, the act of discarding what is no longer needed. These are all powerful sensory experiences that reinforce the message of renewal. They offer a sense of control over the unpredictable flow of time, allowing us to actively participate in shaping our future by consciously releasing our past. As the smoke from the Año Viejo drifts into the night sky, or as the last dust particle is swept from a freshly cleaned home, there is a quiet satisfaction, a sense of lightness and potential. These rituals remind us that the new year is not just a chronological shift, but an opportunity for profound personal and collective transformation. By engaging with the primal power of fire and the simple act of clearing, humanity continues its timeless quest to welcome new beginnings with hope, protection, and the enduring magic of a clean, unburdened slate, ready for the stories yet to be written. As the final moments of one year gently dissolve into the nascent breath of the next, humanity, in its infinite wisdom and enduring hope, often turns its gaze inward and then outward towards the very garments we choose to wear. There is a profound, almost primal understanding that what we adorn ourselves with on this significant threshold can, in some mysterious way, influence the tapestry of the year ahead. It is a quiet act of intention, a sartorial prayer woven into fabric, a belief that colors and patterns carry whispers of cosmic connection, capable of attracting blessings and repelling shadows. Let us embark on a gentle exploration of this vibrant world, where attire becomes a conduit for aspiration. Imagine, if you will, the bustling celebratory streets of Italy on New Year's Eve. Amidst the joyous din and the aroma of festive meals, a subtle yet deeply significant ritual unfolds beneath the layers of elegant outerwear. Here, for centuries, a particular garment has held a cherished place in the ushering in of the new year. Red underwear. It is not merely a fashion choice, it is a potent symbol worn close to the skin, whispering promises of love, passion, and good fortune for the 12 months to come. This tradition, steeped in ancient beliefs, suggests that by embracing the vibrant hue of red, one can actively invite warmth, vitality, and romance into their life, setting an intimate intention for the year ahead. The historical roots of this scarlet custom stretch back further than one might initially imagine, intertwining with the very fabric of Roman history and medieval folklore. In ancient Rome, red was the color of power, of life-giving blood, and of protection. Emperors adorned themselves in crimson, and it was believed to ward off evil and bring good health. Later, during the Middle Ages, folk traditions emerged, where red was associated with fertility and vital energy, often seen in rituals surrounding harvests and celebrations of new life. The idea of wearing something red, particularly something intimate, became a subtle invocation of these powerful forces, a quiet plea to the universe for a year brimming with love and robust well-being. It is a testament to the enduring human desire to influence destiny through symbolic acts, even those hidden from public view, yet felt deeply by the wearer. Now, let us gently shift our gaze across the globe, drifting across the vast oceans to the verdant islands of the Philippines. Here, amidst the warm tropical breezes and the lively spirit of New Year's celebrations, a distinctly different, yet equally potent, sartorial tradition comes to life. On December 31st, as families gather and fireworks prepare to illuminate the night sky, many Filipinos will carefully choose garments adorned with polka dots. This playful pattern, seemingly simple, carries with it a profound symbolic weight. It is believed to attract prosperity and abundance for the year ahead. The round shape of the dots is reminiscent of coins, a visual metaphor for wealth and financial good fortune, scattering blessings like countless small treasures across one's path. The belief in the prosperity-attracting power of polka dots is deeply ingrained in Filipino culture, a quiet echo of ancient wisdom that links visual forms to desired outcomes. It is not uncommon to see individuals on New Year's Eve dressed head to toe in polka dots, or at least ensuring that some part of their ensemble, be it a shirt, a dress, or even an accessory, prominently features the circular motif. The more dots, the more coins, the more blessings. So the hopeful thinking goes. This tradition speaks to a universal human yearning for stability and well-being, transformed into a joyful and accessible ritual. It is a gentle reminder that even in the most everyday objects, we can find profound meaning and a connection to our deepest hopes for the future. Dressing ourselves not just for the moment, but for the entire year that stretches out before us. Beyond these specific examples, the tapestry of New Year attire across the world is rich with threads of symbolic significance. Consider the vibrant hues chosen in various cultures. Gold, often associated with wealth and divine light, is frequently incorporated into festive garments, shimmering with the promise of prosperity. White, a color of purity and new beginnings, is donned in many traditions to signify a fresh start, a clean slate upon which the stories of the new year can be written. In other contexts, bright, joyous colors are favored simply to reflect the celebratory mood, to banish gloom and welcome the new year with an open, optimistic heart, each shade carefully selected to resonate with a particular aspiration. The choice of fabric itself can also hold deep meaning. Silks and brocades, with their luxurious textures and intricate weaves, might symbolize richness and elegance, inviting a year of comfort and refinement. Simpler natural fibers might be chosen for their connection to the earth and a desire for groundedness and authenticity. Even the act of wearing something new, a common New Year custom in many places, carries a profound symbolic weight. It is not merely about acquiring a new item. It is about shedding the old, leaving behind the worn and the weary, and embracing novelty as a metaphor for the fresh opportunities and untrodden paths that the coming year promises. This deliberate act of renewal through clothing is a quiet acknowledgement of the cyclical nature of time and our place within it. In some cultures, specific patterns beyond polka dots are chosen for their auspicious qualities. Geometric designs might symbolize order and stability, while floral motifs could represent growth, beauty, and the blossoming of new ventures. Animal prints, if chosen, might invoke the strength, wisdom, or agility associated with particular creatures. The intricate details of embroidery or the careful placement of charms and amulets on garments further enhance their symbolic power, transforming clothing into a protective shield or a magnet for good fortune. Each stitch, each sequin, each chosen hue becomes a silent affirmation, a personal ritual performed with hopeful anticipation. This universal inclination to adorn ourselves with intention on New Year's Eve is more than mere superstition. It is a beautiful expression of human psychology and our innate desire for control and positive affirmation. It is a way of manifesting our deepest desires, of visualizing the year we wish to create, and of embodying that vision even before it fully unfolds. By consciously selecting colors and patterns that resonate with our hopes, be it for love, prosperity, health, or peace, we engage in a meditative practice of self-affirmation, signaling to ourselves and to the wider world our readiness to embrace the new year with optimism and purpose. The act of dressing for auspiciousness becomes a gentle bridge between the inner world of our dreams and the outer reality we hope to shape. It is a moment of quiet reflection as we consider what qualities we wish to cultivate, what blessings we aspire to receive. As we slip into these chosen garments, we are not just putting on clothes. We are donning an armor of hope, a cloak of good intentions, and a vibrant declaration of our readiness for renewal. In the soft glow of the New Year's dawn, or the festive twilight of its eve, our attire becomes a silent yet powerful testament to the enduring human spirit, forever seeking to weave a future brighter than the past. One thread, one color, one pattern at a time. As the old year slowly recedes, carrying with it its joys and sorrows, its triumphs and trials, humanity often finds itself at a unique auditory crossroads. The transition into a new cycle is not merely a visual event, but a profound sonic landscape filled with a symphony of intentions. From the boisterous clamor designed to banish lingering shadows, to the hushed attentiveness given to the subtle murmurs of the natural world, sound becomes both a shield and a divining rod, a means to control destiny and to glimpse its mysteries. Let us gently immerse ourselves in this captivating world of New Year's sounds and silences. Consider for a moment the widespread global phenomenon of loud noises on New Year's Eve. Across continents, as midnight approaches, a cacophony erupts. The thrilling crackle and boom of fireworks, the resonant pealing of bells, the excited shouts and cheers of revelers. This deliberate creation of intense sound is far from random. It is an ancient, deeply ingrained ritual born from a primal fear of the unknown that often accompanies thresholds. It is believed that these loud, startling sounds serve a crucial purpose: to ward off evil spirits, to banish misfortune, and to scare away any lingering negativity from the departing year, ensuring that the new year begins with a clean, clear, energetic slate. The louder the noise, the more effective the cleansing, a grand sonic expulsion of all that is undesirable. The tradition of fireworks, in particular, offers a mesmerizing blend of visual spectacle and powerful sound. Originating in ancient China, where the discovery of gunpowder led to its initial use as a deterrent against malevolent forces, these explosive displays quickly spread across the globe. Legend tells of the Neon Beast, a mythical creature that terrorized villages at the turn of the year, only to be frightened away by loud noises and the color red. This ancient tale encapsulates the essence of the tradition, the belief that the sudden brilliant bursts and deafening roars can effectively drive away any entities or energies that might seek to bring harm or ill luck into the new cycle. Today, as we gaze at the dazzling patterns exploding in the night sky, we are unknowingly participating in a ritual that echoes back thousands of years, a shared human endeavor to purify and protect through sound. Alongside the thunderous fireworks, the solemn and sacred sound of bells often marks the transition from the profound resonance of Japanese temple bells, ringing 108 times to cleanse humanity of its 108 earthly desires, to the joyous peal of church bells across Europe, announcing the arrival of January 1st. Bells hold a unique place in New Year's soundscapes. They are not merely noisemakers, they are instruments of spiritual significance, their vibrations believed to purify the air, to call forth blessings, and to mark time with sacred gravitas. The act of ringing out the old and ringing in the new is a beautiful auditory metaphor for the transition itself, a clear demarcation between what has passed and what is yet to come, guided by the steady, measured cadence of the bell's voice. Yet, amidst this jubilant clamor, there exists a contrasting, quieter tradition, one that invites not the making of sound, but the careful, meditative reception of it. This shift from active noisemaking to passive, attentive listening reveals another facet of humanity's engagement with the new year. The desire to seek omens, to glimpse the future, to find guidance in the subtle whispers of the world. It is a turning inward, away from the external celebration, towards a deeper, more mystic connection with the environment, believing that on this sacred night, the veil between worlds thins and profound messages can be discerned by those who listen closely. Let us journey in our minds to the tranquil, snow-dusted villages of rural Romania, where ancient customs still hold sway. Here, far from the urban din, on the hallowed night of New Year's Eve, a particularly enchanting tradition unfolds. It is believed that on this unique threshold, animals, particularly cattle, are granted the power of speech. Farmers and villagers, filled with a mixture of reverence and anticipation, will quietly approach their barns and stables, listening intently, hoping to catch a stray word or a coherent utterance from their livestock. To hear an animal speak is considered a powerful omen, a direct message from the earth, foretelling events of the coming year, be it a good harvest, a difficult winter, or even personal fortunes. This belief in animals' temporary ability to communicate on New Year's Eve is deeply rooted in animistic traditions and a profound respect for nature. In a world where humans lived in much closer communion with the land and its creatures, the wisdom of animals was often revered. Their proximity to the earth, their instinctive understanding of cycles and seasons, made them natural conduits for messages beyond human comprehension. The act of listening becomes a meditative exercise, a quiet humbling before the mysteries of the natural world, a willingness to receive guidance from unexpected sources. It is a moment of profound connection, where the boundaries between species seem to soften, and the possibility of shared understanding opens up. Beyond the specific animal whisperings, this tradition in Romania and similar quiet observances elsewhere highlights a broader human inclination to interpret natural phenomena as signs for the year ahead. The direction of the wind, the patterns of falling snow, the sound of water flowing, or even the dreams experienced on this night can all be imbued with prophetic meaning. It is a way of engaging with the universe not through forceful action, but through receptive stillness, allowing the world to speak its secrets. This meditative listening encourages a deeper awareness of one's surroundings, fostering a sense of interconnectedness and a humble acceptance of forces larger than oneself, preparing the spirit to align with the rhythms of the coming year. The duality of sound and silence on New Year's Eve offers a beautiful reflection on the human condition. We are creatures capable of both boisterous celebration and profound introspection, of assertive action and gentle reception. The loud noises serve as a powerful communal act of collective will, a shared declaration to banish the old and welcome the new with vigor. The quiet listening, on the other hand, is a deeply personal journey, an opening of the self to the subtle currents of existence, a seeking of wisdom in the hushed moments that punctuate our lives. Both are essential parts of the human experience. Both contribute to the rich tapestry of how we embrace new beginnings. As the echoes of fireworks fade and the last bell tolls, a profound quiet often descends, a stillness pregnant with possibility. In that contemplative hush, whether we are listening for the mystical words of animals or simply for the gentle beating of our own heart, we are all, in our own way, seeking to attune ourselves to the rhythm of the new year. It is a moment of profound peace, a space where hope can take root, where intentions can be quietly set, and where the gentle whispers of renewal can truly begin to resonate within us, guiding us forward with a sense of wonder and quiet anticipation. From the very dawn of human consciousness, water has held a sacred and transformative place in our collective imagination. It is the giver of life, the sustainer of worlds, and universally, it is recognized as a powerful agent of cleansing and renewal. As the old year draws to a close and the new one beckons, humanity across the globe turns to water in myriad forms, seeking its purifying embrace to wash away the past, refresh the spirit, and bravely step into the unfolding future. This chapter invites us to immerse ourselves in these liquid rituals, exploring how this elemental force helps us navigate the profound threshold of a new beginning. Imagine the warmth of Southeast Asia, where the arrival of the new year is often celebrated not with fire, but with water. In countries like Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar, the traditional New Year, often celebrated in April, is marked by joyous, ceremonial splashing, known as Songkran in Thailand, among other names in neighboring nations. This festival transforms streets into vibrant arenas of gentle yet thorough water play. It is a time when people, young and old, engage in the symbolic act of pouring water over each other, over Buddha statues, and over the hands of elders. This act is far more than mere fun. It is a profound ritual of purification, a tangible way to wash away the misfortunes, sins, and negativity accumulated in the past year, thereby ensuring a clean and auspicious start to the new one. This gentle communal showering with water is steeped in ancient spiritual beliefs, particularly within Buddhist traditions. The water itself is often scented with fragrant herbs or flowers, adding another layer of blessing and pleasantness to the purification. The act of pouring water over the hands of revered elders, for instance, is a sign of respect and a request for their blessings and good wishes for the year ahead. It is a beautiful expression of interconnectedness, where cleansing is not a solitary act, but a shared experience, reinforcing community bonds and collective well-being. The cleansing current here is not harsh or punishing. It is soft, fragrant, and imbued with loving intention. A gentle invitation to let go of what no longer serves and to embrace a refreshed spirit. Now, let us journey to the other end of the climatic spectrum, to colder climes where the new year brings with it not warmth, but the bracing chill of icy waters. Here, a different, yet equally potent relationship with water unfolds. In regions like Russia, Canada, and parts of Northern Europe, New Year's or Epiphany plunges into icy lakes, rivers, or the sea are deeply ingrained traditions. These polar bear plunges, as they are often called, are acts of profound physical and spiritual courage. Participants often clad in minimal attire, bravely step or dive into freezing waters, enduring a momentary shock to the system that is believed to offer a powerful reset, a profound cleansing that invigorates both body and soul for the year ahead. The symbolism of these icy immersions is layered and potent. The extreme cold is seen as a powerful purifier, an agent that can shock the body into renewed vitality and cleanse the spirit of any accumulated stagnation. It is a ritual of endurance, a test of one's resilience, signaling a brave and robust step into the coming year, ready to face its challenges with renewed strength. Historically, some of these traditions have roots in ancient pagan purification rites, while others are connected to Christian Epiphany celebrations, commemorating the baptism of Christ in the Jordan River. Regardless of their specific origin, the core belief remains that by embracing the intense, purifying power of cold water, one can shed the old, embrace a fresh start, and emerge reborn, ready for whatever the new year may bring. It is a visceral, unmistakable declaration of renewal. Beyond these dramatic contrasts, water ritual for the new year manifests in countless other forms, each reflecting the unique cultural tapestry of its people. In Japan, for instance, on New Year's Eve, many families partake in an osoji, or grand cleaning, which often includes a thorough bathing ritual, purifying the body before the sacred turn of the year. The act of soaking in a warm bath, perhaps with special salts or herbs, becomes a meditative letting go, a gentle preparation for the new beginnings that await. Similarly, in other parts of the world, traditions involve collecting the first water of the new year from a spring or river, believing it to hold special healing or blessing properties, to be used for drinking or sprinkling throughout the home. There are also traditions of throwing objects into water as a symbolic act of release and offering. In some cultures, small boats laden with flowers or lit candles are set adrift on rivers or oceans, carrying away prayers or burdens and inviting blessings from the water spirits. In others, coins or fruits might be cast into the depths, not as a loss, but as an offering, a gesture of gratitude and a plea for abundance in the year to come. Each of these acts, whether grand or subtle, acknowledges water's profound connection to life, its ability to carry away, to cleanse, and to nourish, making it an indispensable element in humanity's quest for renewal. The enduring power of water in New Year's rites stems from its fundamental role in our existence. We are, after all, largely made of water, and our planet is dominated by it. It is the ultimate symbol of flow, of change, of the continuous cycle of life and death, washing away the old to make space for the new. When we engage in these water rituals, we are tapping into something ancient and universal, a deep understanding that to be clean is to be ready, to be refreshed is to be open to possibility, and to face the current, however cold or gentle, is to embrace the journey ahead with courage and hope. Whether it's the invigorating shock of an icy plunge, or the gentle caress of a ceremonial splash. Water's embrace for a fresh start is a powerful testament to our shared humanity. It connects us to ancient ancestors who understood its sacred properties, and it connects us to each other as we collectively seek purification and renewal. As the water washes over us, it is not merely physical dirt that is removed, but the invisible burdens of the past year, leaving us lighter, clearer, and more attuned to the quiet promise of the dawn of a new beginning, ready to flow with its currents. Our homes, these most intimate of spaces, are far more than mere shelters. They are extensions of ourselves, repositories of our memories, and crucibles of our dreams. As the year draws to its close, the focus of renewal often shifts inward, from the grand public celebrations to the quiet, heartfelt rituals performed within the domestic sphere. It is within these familiar walls that we meticulously prepare our personal sanctuaries, inviting good fortune, banishing lingering stagnation, and setting the stage for a prosperous and harmonious year ahead. Let us gently cross these domestic thresholds, exploring the subtle yet profound ways humanity prepares its homes for tomorrow's promise. One of the most universally observed New Year's traditions, spanning cultures and continents, is the act of thorough cleaning. This is no ordinary tidying. It is a ritualistic deep cleanse, known in Japan as osoji, or the Great Cleaning. In the days leading up to New Year's Eve, families meticulously sweep, scrub, dust, and organize every corner of their homes. This painstaking effort is not just about hygiene. It carries a deep symbolic weight. It is believed that by removing the dust, grime, and clutter of the past year, one is not merely cleaning a physical space, but actively sweeping away any accumulated bad luck, misfortune, or negative energies that might cling to the old year. It is a profound act of spiritual purification, making physical space for new blessings and positive energies to enter. The meticulousness of this cleaning often extends beyond what is visible, reaching into forgotten corners and rarely touched surfaces. Every drawer might be emptied, every closet reorganized, every window washed until it sparkles. This concerted effort, often involving every member of the household, fosters a sense of collective purpose and shared intention. It is a communal rite of passage, transforming the home from a repository of the past into a pristine vessel ready to receive the future. By clearing away the physical remnants of the old year, families create a tangible and energetic vacuum, signaling to the universe their readiness to welcome new opportunities, fresh perspectives, and an abundance of good fortune into their lives, starting with the very foundation of their existence, their home. Following the cleansing, another powerful and widespread domestic ritual involves the symbolic act of opening doors and windows as the clock strikes midnight. This custom, observed in various forms across many cultures, is a beautiful and simple gesture of welcome and release. As the old year formally departs and the new one makes its gentle entrance, doors are unlatched and windows are thrown open, often with a sense of quiet anticipation. The belief is that this allows the old year, with all its burdens and memories, to gently exit the home, while simultaneously inviting the fresh energies, good fortune, and blessings of the new year to flow freely inward. It is a breathing in of new possibilities, a symbolic exhalation of the past. In some traditions, like the Scottish first footing, the act of opening the door is intricately linked with the first person to cross the threshold after midnight. This first footer is carefully chosen, often a tall, dark-haired man, carrying symbolic gifts like coal, shortbread, and whiskey, to ensure luck and prosperity for the household. This highlights the deep significance placed on the very moment of transition and the energies that are invited in. The open door thus becomes a powerful threshold, a liminal space between what was and what will be, an active gateway through which the family consciously shepherds their hopes and dreams for the coming 12 months, making a tangible connection with the flow of time and fortune. Now, let us turn our attention to a particularly whimsical and heartwarming domestic tradition from Denmark: the playful yet deeply symbolic breaking of plates. On New Year's Eve, Danish families and friends collect old, unused plates, and as midnight approaches, they playfully throw them at the doors of loved ones. The shattered ceramic pieces scattered on doorsteps are not a sign of malice or anger. Quite the opposite. This unique custom is a joyful demonstration of affection and a testament to popularity. The more broken plates found on one's doorstep on New Year's Day, the more friends and good fortune one is believed to have, as each broken plate represents a well-wisher and a blessing for the year ahead. The act of breaking plates, while seemingly destructive, carries a profound symbolic weight of release and renewal. It is a cathartic gesture, a noisy letting go of the old, creating a vibrant, albeit fragmented, space for the new. The sound of the shattering porcelain, while sharp, is understood as a sound of good cheer, warding off any lingering negativity and drawing attention to the home as a place of warmth and community. It speaks to the Danish spirit of celebrating friendship and expressing care in a wonderfully unconventional way, transforming what might otherwise be discarded into a meaningful conduit for good luck and a visible sign of connection. It is a beautiful reminder that even in seemingly chaotic acts, deep intentions of goodwill and hope can be found. Beyond these specific examples, countless other domestic rituals contribute to preparing the home for the new year. Many cultures emphasize stocking the pantry with an abundance of food, symbolizing a year free from hunger and want. Fruit bowls, often laden with specific fruits like grapes or pomegranates, are carefully arranged to attract wealth and fertility. Candles are lit to bring warmth and light, chasing away the darkness of the old year and illuminating the path ahead. Even the way furniture is arranged or certain objects are displayed can be imbued with symbolic meaning, each item carefully placed to harmonize with the aspirations for the coming year. These home-focused New Year rituals, whether grand or subtle, are deeply comforting. They provide a sense of control, a tangible way to participate in the shaping of one's destiny. Starting with the immediate environment, they anchor us in the familiar, creating a sense of security and continuity even as time relentlessly moves forward. By engaging in these acts of cleansing, welcoming, and symbolic declaration, we are not merely performing chores. We are weaving a tapestry of hope and intention, thread by thread, within the very walls that shelter our lives. The home becomes a sacred vessel, meticulously prepared to carry its inhabitants safely and prosperously into the unfolding narrative of the year to come. A testament to the enduring human desire for peace, abundance, and a fresh, bright beginning. As the old year gently recedes and the threshold of a new beginning beckons, humanity across the globe engages in a fascinating array of symbolic actions, each a quiet whisper to the universe, inviting specific blessings into the coming months. These are not grand, elaborate ceremonies, but often intimate, personal gestures, imbued with profound hope and ancient belief. They are journeys unseen, yet deeply felt, pathways meticulously laid out for prosperity, adventure, and good fortune to follow. Imagine the quiet streets of a Latin American town, just as the final moments of the old year slip away. As the clock strikes midnight, a curious ritual unfolds. Individuals, or sometimes entire families, step out from their homes, not with celebratory fireworks or loud cheers, but with the sense of quiet purpose, each carrying an empty suitcase. This simple act, repeated year after year, is a tender invitation to the future, a silent prayer for travel and exploration in the 12 months ahead. The empty suitcase, a vessel awaiting experiences, becomes a powerful symbol of open possibilities, of distant horizons and new adventures. This tradition speaks to a deep-seated human desire for discovery, for breaking the familiar patterns of daily life and stepping into the unknown. It is a longing to witness new landscapes, to immerse oneself in different cultures, to gather fresh perspectives that enrich the soul. For many, travel represents not just leisure, but growth, learning, and a broadening of one's understanding of the world. By physically enacting the departure, even if only around the block, participants are not merely wishing for travel. They are, in a very real sense, setting the intention, casting their desires out into the cosmic currents, believing that the universe will respond by filling that symbolic suitcase with actual journeys. Sometimes, this ritual is made even more potent with subtle variations. Perhaps a few coins are placed inside the empty suitcase, a quiet affirmation that these future travels will be abundant and free from financial worry. Or A small item of clothing representing a dream destination might be tucked within. A soft silk scarf for a trip to distant lands, or a sturdy pair of walking shoes for adventures in nature. Each minute detail adds another layer of intention, weaving a more intricate tapestry of hope for the year's unfolding narrative. This gentle perambulation under the newly born light of the new year is a beautifully understated yet profoundly optimistic declaration of one's aspirations. The human fascination with symbolic movement extends beyond just inviting travel. It also encompasses careful consideration of what not to do, particularly concerning the home, the sanctuary of one's life. Across many cultures, as the new year dawns, there is a strong and often unspoken taboo against sweeping after midnight. This seemingly innocuous household chore suddenly transforms into an act fraught with symbolic peril, a potential undoing of all the good fortune the new year is meant to bring. The belief is deeply ingrained. Sweeping after midnight, or even on New Year's Day itself, is akin to sweeping away all the good luck, wealth, and prosperity that has just entered the home with the arrival of the new year. It's a symbolic act of expelling blessings rather than inviting them in. Some traditions even warn that one might sweep away loved ones' health or happiness along with the dust and debris. The very act of cleansing, usually associated with purity and order, takes on a reversed meaning, becoming a gesture of unforeseen loss and regret in this specific sacred time frame. This ancient superstition likely stems from a time when resources were scarce and good fortune was seen as a fragile, precious entity, easily disturbed or lost. The new year was a moment of vulnerability, when the veil between worlds was thin, and the nascent energy of new beginnings needed to be carefully nurtured and protected. Therefore, any action that could be interpreted as disturbing or diminishing this fresh influx of positive energy was strictly avoided. The dust and crumbs, rather than being mere refuse, metaphorically represent the blessings that have settled within the home. And to sweep them out would be to disregard and discard these precious gifts. In some communities, this avoidance extends to other household tasks. Taking out the trash, for instance, is seen as metaphorically discarding wealth or good fortune. Doing laundry might be viewed as washing away blessings or even a loved one. These quiet don'ts speak volumes about the reverence with which the new year is approached, emphasizing the importance of preserving the pristine, untouched potential of this sacred time. The home is to remain a vessel, gently holding the incoming blessings, undisturbed by the mundane until the new energy has firmly taken root. Beyond these acts of movement and stillness, many other symbolic gestures are performed to coax prosperity and good fortune into the new year. In Italy and Brazil, for example, the consumption of lentils is a widespread New Year's custom. The small round shape of the lentils is thought to resemble coins, making them a delicious and earthy symbol of money and financial abundance. Eating a generous portion of lentil soup or a lentil dish at the stroke of midnight, is a heartfelt wish for a year filled with wealth and economic well-being, an edible charm consumed with quiet hope. Similarly, in Spain, Portugal, and many Latin American countries, the tradition of eating 12 grapes at midnight is a beloved and highly anticipated ritual. As the clock chimes for each of the 12 strokes leading into the new year, one grape is consumed, each representing a month of good luck. This rapid, almost breathless act of consumption is a race against the clock, a playful yet earnest attempt to secure fortune for every single month. Each grape swallowed is a wish silently made, a tiny orb of hope ingested, symbolizing a desire for sweet prosperity and good health throughout the year. The desire for wealth and abundance manifests in more direct ways too. In many cultures, placing money in pockets, under mats, or even under the pillow on New Year's Eve is believed to attract financial prosperity. The very presence of currency, however small, acts as a magnet, drawing more wealth into one's life. This is a simple, tangible act, a direct declaration of one's desire for material comfort and security, an ancient form of sympathetic magic, where like attracts like. In other traditions, offerings are made to elements. Coins might be thrown into flowing water, symbolizing the desire for wealth to flow continuously, or into a fire, a symbolic sacrifice to the powerful transformative element, asking for blessings in return. These acts connect modern desires to ancient practices of reverence and offering, acknowledging the powerful forces of nature and seeking their benevolent influence on human affairs. They are quiet, personal moments of connection to something larger than oneself. Even the colors we choose to wear can be imbued with symbolic power. In many Latin American countries, the color of one's underwear on New Year's Eve holds specific significance. Yellow undergarments are worn with the hope of attracting money and prosperity, their bright hue reflecting the shine of gold. Red underwear, on the other hand, is chosen by those seeking love, passion, and romance in the coming year. Its vibrant shade a clear beacon for matters of the heart. These are intimate, personal choices, made with a secret smile and a hopeful heart, a silent charm worn close to the skin. Ultimately, all these symbolic journeys and quiet actions, whether it's walking with an empty suitcase, refraining from sweeping or consuming lucky foods, are threads in a vast, intricate tapestry of human belief. They highlight our universal understanding that the turning of the year is not merely a chronological marker, but a potent moment of transition, a window of opportunity to influence the trajectory of our lives. They are gentle reminders that even in our modern world, we still find comfort and meaning in these ancient echoes, these quiet acts of intention, patiently laying pathways to prosperity and inviting unseen journeys into our future. These traditions, passed down through generations, continue to whisper promises of hope, shaping our quiet aspirations as we step into the fresh embrace of a new beginning. Our gentle journey through the world's New Year's ancient rites now reaches its quiet conclusion. A journey that has woven through diverse landscapes, vibrant cultures, and the whispered hopes of countless generations. From the fiery leaps of ancient European villages to the silent, hopeful steps with an empty suitcase in Latin America, we have witnessed the profound human desire to mark time, to cleanse the old, and to invite the new with open hearts. What unites these disparate customs, far more than their unique expressions, is a shared, deeply resonant human thread, a universal longing for hope, for renewal, and for protection as we step into the unknown expanse of another year. At the very core of all New Year's traditions lies this profound yearning for hope. It is an intrinsic part of the human spirit, the quiet conviction that the future can and perhaps will be better than the past. Regardless of their historical context or geographical location, every ritual, every symbolic act carries this underlying message of optimism. The new year is not merely a calendar date. It is a psychological reset, a collective agreement that this moment offers a chance to shed burdens, to learn from mistakes, and to embrace a fresh start with renewed vigor and a brighter outlook. This longing for hope is deeply rooted in humanity's ancient connection to the natural world. For early agricultural societies, the turning of the year was not an abstract concept but a vital marker, signaling the end of one harvest and the preparation for the next planting cycle. It was a time of both vulnerability and immense potential. The hope for fertile fields, bountiful harvests, and the continuation of life was paramount, and rituals emerged to ensure these blessings. Even in our modern, urbanized world, this primal instinct for renewal persists, manifesting as a desire for personal growth, new opportunities, and a sense of fresh purpose. The concept of renewal is inextricably linked with purification. We have observed this theme recurring in various forms throughout our journey. The ceremonial burning of effigies in Ecuador, symbolizing the destruction of the past year's woes. The vigorous clanging of pots and pans in the Philippines, chasing away lingering bad spirits. Or the simple act of cleaning one's home before the new year arrives, creating a fresh canvas. These are all expressions of a powerful human need to shed the old, to cleanse oneself of accumulated negativity, mistakes, and misfortunes, both physical and spiritual. This symbolic shedding of the past offers profound psychological comfort. It is a collective permission to let go, to forgive oneself, and to believe in the possibility of a clean slate. The smoke from purifying fires carries away not just effigies, but also anxieties and regrets. The rush of cold water in a New Year's dip invigorates the body, while symbolically washing away the old year's dust. These rituals, whether dramatic or understated, provide a tangible framework for an internal process of reflection and release, allowing individuals and communities to embrace the future unburdened by the echoes of yesteryear. Hand in hand with renewal comes the desire for protection and good fortune. From the wearing of specific colors for luck to the consumption of particular foods believed to attract wealth or health, humanity has consistently sought ways to safeguard itself and its loved ones against the unknown, and to invite prosperity into their lives. The fear of malevolent spirits, bad luck, or unforeseen calamities is ancient and universal. And so too are the protective charms and rituals designed to ward them off. Whether it's the vibrant firecrackers warding off the neon beast in Chinese tradition, or the quiet placement of money under a mat to attract wealth, these practices are rooted in a primal need for security and abundance. They reflect a belief that by performing certain actions or abstaining from others, one can actively influence fate, tipping the scales towards health, happiness, and prosperity. These are not merely superstitious acts, but profound expression of agency, attempts to exert a degree of control over an often unpredictable world, offering a sense of comfort and reassurance that one has done all within their power to ensure a benevolent future. Many of these traditions, while deeply personal in their intention, are also profoundly communal. The shared meals that bring families together, the festive parades that animate entire towns, the collective countdowns that unite strangers in celebration. These are all testaments to the new year as a time for reinforcing social bonds. It is a period when the ties of kinship, friendship, and community are consciously strengthened, offering a sense of belonging and mutual support as everyone collectively steps into the future. In the warmth of shared laughter, the clinking of glasses, and the simple act of offering good wishes, a powerful collective spirit emerges. The new year becomes a shared experience, a collective breath taken before embarking on another cycle. This shared ritual reinforces identity, provides comfort in numbers, and fosters a sense of solidarity that is vital for human well-being. Knowing that others, both near and far, are engaging in their own unique yet universally resonant rituals creates a comforting rhythm, a global heartbeat of hope. The enduring magic of these new beginnings, therefore, is not necessarily found in the supernatural, but in the profound power of human intention, collective belief, and the comforting embrace of ritual itself. These ancient rites, passed down through the ages, provide a powerful framework for navigating the passage of time. They offer structure, meaning, and a sense of grounding in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain. They are the stories we tell ourselves, year after year, to reaffirm our place within the grand cyclical narrative of existence. Our journey through these whispers of renewal has traversed continents and centuries, revealing a beautiful tapestry woven from countless threads of hope, fear, and aspiration. It reminds us that despite our differences in language, custom, and creed, humanity shares a fundamental desire for a fresh start, a chance to grow, and the comfort of knowing that we are protected. The peculiar customs, the vibrant celebrations, the quiet prayers, all are expressions of this universal yearning, echoing through time with a gentle, persistent magic. As the silent moments of reflection settle upon us, let us carry this understanding forward, appreciating the enduring power of these ancient rites to inspire hope, foster connection, and remind us of the boundless magic inherent in every new beginning.